In this film, we start from the town of Bamiyan with its destroyed Buddha statues and visit Afghanistan's first national park of Band-e Amir with its stunning blue lakes. My government warns its citizens to avoid all travel to Afghanistan due to the volatile security situation, terrorist attacks, ongoing armed conflict, the risk of kidnapping, arbitrary arrest, and the high crime rate. My government clings to using the old flag for Afghanistan rather than the new one. Bamiyan is famous for giant Buddha statues that were destroyed by the Taliban. Band-e Amir is situated approximately 47 miles or 75 kilometers to the northwest of Bamiyan. It's about an hour-and-a-half drive away. Leaving the tragedy of the Buddhas behind, we were off to visit the marvels of Band-e Amir National Park. Near Kotli-Shahidan, a mountain pass once on the Silk Road, there was an impressive dominating medieval fortress. And in the distance, there was a rugged sub-range of the Hindu Kush mountains. Finally, we arrived at the lonely gate of Band-e Amir. In 2009, Band-e Amir was established as Afghanistan's first national park to promote and protect the natural beauty of the area. The impetus for establishing Band-e Amir as Afghanistan's first national park were the plans to utilize the area for a hydro dam, which would have drowned the lakes. The name Band-e Amir literally means the ruler's dam in Dari. It is believed by some to be a reference to Ali, the fourth caliph of the Muslims. Band-e Amir is a series of beautifully intense blue lakes created by natural dams nestled amidst limestone canyons high in the Hindu Kush at approximately 9,500 feet or 2,900 meters above sea level, making for a truly inspiring sight. It has been called Afghanistan's Grand Canyon. The Band-e Amir lakes form from mineral-rich water that seeps out of faults and cracks in the rocky landscape. Over time, the water deposits layers of mineral travertine that build up into the walls that now contain the water, just like in an infinity pool. We stopped at Lake Bandi Kebulat, the lake where visitors come to experience the blue water on large swan-shaped pedal boats. In the mountains of my country, there are many beautiful blue or turquoise lakes. However, they are not in a semi-arid area. One thing that makes the intensely blue lakes of Band-e Amir so beautiful is that the surrounding countryside is generally a drab sand color for endless miles. It's just so startling to see the intensely blue lakes in this scenario. In 2021, after the American military skedaddled from Afghanistan and the Taliban seized control of the country, amusing pictures of armed Taliban fighters in the pedal boats brought international attention to the Band-e Amir National Park. The natural travertine wall that built up around the lake makes it an infinity pool, unlike any other lake that I've seen around the world. Like an infinity pool, the lake empties by overflowing its encircling walls, in this case in a series of waterfalls. Many of the Afghan visitors pedal their rental boats across the lake to the shore where the large waterfalls are found. On the shore of the infinity pool, I met some Afghan families who had just boated across on the swan boats. They were friendly and curious about my presence. Surprisingly, many of the adults spoke English, so we had a good discussion about our lives. The travertine wall forming the shore drops off steeply, with the lake having an average depth of approximately 500 feet or 150 meters. Given the amazing clarity of the water and the light color of the travertine wall, the color of the water transitions from transparent to aquamarine to deep blue. The infinity pool-like lake drains mainly via a number of waterfalls that empty over the travertine walls. The outlet water forms the Bulk River, which used to naturally empty into the Amur Darya River in Turkmenistan. However, irrigation canals have long stopped that natural drainage pattern. Too soon we were back on the road, this time heading to the lonely minaret of Jam. The scenery changed from the beautiful blue color of Band-e Amir back to being a generally drab sand color, although there were still some interesting sights like the impressive breach through the ridge in the distance. Afghanistan is generally mountainous, which helped make both the Soviet and US invasions failures. However, the Soviets were smarter than the US, as it only took them 10 years to conclude their intervention was pointless, while it took the Americans 20 years to reach the same conclusion. There are some natural features around the world that are truly outstanding, and we found that the beautiful, intensely blue lakes of Band-e Amir National Park are one of those. In the coming years, as Western governments end their ostracization of Afghanistan, access to Band-e Amir will improve and more travelers will be able to see these wonderful lakes for themselves. If you enjoyed this film, please subscribe and like. There are many more similar films available on my channel.